I forgot about this. I don't think I've played this. Whenever someone says video games are not the ninth art, me. Oh, let's play this. It's like a couple hours long. I might as well relax. Why is this so loud? Oh. Oh. Edith Finch.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you.
The game's starting without me even doing anything.
I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Okay, so the game just starts. I don't even get a title screen. I can't even adjust the audio.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
That building? God, that's not a house. That's like the Hello Neighbor house.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Where's my rent, huh?
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Wait, so we haven't been back here since our brother's...
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Okay.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
We can't crouch anything, so it's just, is that a deer? It is.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
So, our brother
but now I
died.
have questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
So the
house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
This has to be like, where is the architect for this? Okay, bro, turn that motherfucker down. Everything can be turned down. Okay, it's so loud. It's way too loud. I had to turn it down.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
How's the house gonna do to you? Well, like, it's pretty much a tree house. It's like Jake and Finn's house. Can we go this way? Are we sneaking through the cat flap?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Okay. So no one was been in this place for 7 years? Just left.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
That's a lot of tuna. That one guy who just be eating a crap ton of tuna in this videos probably love that.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Where is this? Where is that text?
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Is this what? I guess we have to go upstairs.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
So the granddad's the one who made it. Barbara Finch. Were they like directors? Because that's a movie set, and that's Sasquatch, basically Bigfoot.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
She gave us a fake.
A lot of
What's that?
things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
What is this? Oh, it's one of them ones. Can we look in there? Oh, we actually can.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Do we go upstairs?
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Barbara was an actor in a film. Barbara, this is her. This
Barbara
is
was a
her.
child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
So this is Barbara's room. Wait a minute. Barbara died really young. What the hell? 1944 to 1960. My goodness. She was only, what was that, 16? She didn't get to live long. Oh my god. We go upstairs, or do we check the other sides? Because there's some doors around here. Oh, these all have name. Kevin. 1950 to 61. Bro only lived 11 years? Or did he live 11 years in the house? I'm confused.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
So he is dead.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Is that a toilet? This is a bedroom, is it not? Ooh, nice art. This is two people's bed.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
How is this house not touched by anyone? Like, no one came here? Before we go in, let's check this one. Molly.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
So these are their dates. 1937 to 1940. That's only 10 years. What's with all these dates being so... Like, what? Like, is it because of the war? Or are these kids just dying? Like, what? Who's making that noise? Creaky ass
I spent
floorboards.
a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Ooh. What?
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these kids in this house died way too young.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Neither did I, man.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
This is called What Happened to Edith, Finch. It's a story game. De-stressing from Overwatch, as per usual.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
So yeah, every time we play Overwatch, we're gonna play a game afterwards to de-stress. Try to complete my catalog of random games I haven't finished. Molly Fitch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I
What,
woke
child
up and I
abuse?
was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
What the hell is this child abuse? Can you do another viewer game? Yeah, I can do that tomorrow if you want. We can set it up. For for April Fools. Sure.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
You're eating your gerbil's food. Nah. Social services need to be called.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Girl, I'm sorry. Molly, I feel like it's just child neglect that leads to all these kids dying in this house. Because a lot of them have the age difference from... It's like 10. None of them go above 20. Like, each door, it just says their date of birth, the year they were born and the year they died. Literally, all of them are dead. What's over here? Are you gonna drink water from the
I
tap?
kept
What?
eating and eating.
Is that toothpaste? No. What? That's mistletoe. You're gonna
I
eat
ate a lot
plant.
of things that night.
Is that even like edible? Oh, Molly, I'm no wonder you died so young. I think you only lived for like 10 years, if I remember correctly. You died at 10.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Poor all of them. Kevin died.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her,
Okay, don't tell me you walk off.
and suddenly, I was a cat.
Huh? No, you died. You died and this is just hallucination. No,
I
we're...
tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
No, go, you died. This is just hallucination. Where are we?
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Is that mom and dad? Why does dad have the most whitest hair and whitest beard? Is he Santa Claus? Or is that blonde? I can't tell. Where are we going?
I jumped and I almost got her.
Is she? Is that food?
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore.
This is how she
All I
died.
cared about was eating that mama bird.
Please tell me as the cat, or is this just all in your head and you're a human trying to eat a bird?
I gobbled her up,
This is where she dies.
and suddenly I was an owl. First,
Oh.
all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
I'm confused. Molly, what is this? If we're reading your diary, you had to have written this. Was this all just a dream?
Rabbits.
Rabbits? I see it. What is all of this, Molly? Where are we going exactly, Molly? Like, are we gonna... Oh. 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 I didn't realize. Oh, I can go for them. Ah, I see. Okay. A lot. We got it. Oh. I was so confused.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine
Ooh.
through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't
Molly.
chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
What's bigger than a rabbit? A goat? A person?
A mama rabbit.
A mama rabbit. Where is that? You got the mama rabbit.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
On land? What is going on here? Okay, so we're gonna have to get to... Okay, what is going on with Molly? Oh.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Yeah, we're gonna find some food for you now. What is up with Molly and her imagination? Funny thing about sharks is, unlike other aquatic animals, like other fishes and whatnot, sharks don't push water through their gills like other animals to breathe. They have to swim forward. Okay, did we get it? Oh. No, we didn't. So they have to literally just walk forward and just let the water pass through their gills instead of just inhaling it like other fishes. Which is funny. That's why it's like hard to have certain sharks in like aquariums. Because it's literally impossible. They end up dying. Where is the seal? Oh. You can't see anything. Where is food? Because I'm actually confused which direction we're supposed to be going. Oh, I see something. Oh, I can dive. Where is he? Ah, God. Where is the damn fish? Damn seal. I gotta position my up and down. Give me a sec. I gotta find a seal. I hit bubbles. I see one. Okay, there we go. Finally.
I tore off her flipper and it tasted really good.
Okay.
Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I
And
opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What the? What is this? Are we a
Now I was
kraken?
monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
What the hell did we just become? The kraken?
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
What is the point of all this? Like, what are we trying? What are we learning from
I
these
wanted
random?
to stop, but also I didn't.
In the morning. You can't get that side, we have to go around.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
What is this? What are we doing exactly, Mom?
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
I'm so confused. What are we doing, Molly? It's a toilet.
got closer and closer.
It's your bed. This is you. What, you smart yourself? I don't like this whole tentacle thing. Are we trying to eat ourselves?
All of my stomach started growling.
Okay.
And suddenly, that was me again. I held my breath for a long time. But
So it was all a dream.
I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
What is this? Molly Finch. Okay, so this is the
I'm not
family
sure if I
tree.
believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
So yeah, Molly lived only 10 years and she ended up dying. Edith is us. We're still alive, but everyone else in the family tree is dead. We're the only one alive. That's why we inherited the place. I'm guessing we're going through the family tree. So, Kevin only lived 11 years. Barbara only lived 16. Odin. Oh god, Odin actually lived pretty well. 1880 to 1937. Walter, 1952 to 2005. Walter lived fine as well. But Molly, what happened to Molly though? Did she just die of
I
hunger?
got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Bro, this is just straight up child abuse. Oh, that's the cat. Nope. I'm guessing we're gonna have to walk to the next section.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Of course.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
What's that? Is that supposed to be some sort of statue that got broken up?
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
So Edie, this is Edie, Grandma Edie's room. Who's a portrait of
Louis died a week before
Louis?
we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
She was a painter. I like how she has a rocking chair. Shrine sketches. Yeah. My friend Bigfoot. I'm guessing these are the movies. Home movies, Weird America, the Fletcher, Conspiracy Now, Sam Photo Award, Edith's interview. Built 1937.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
He built a dragon, so yeah. He died to his thing he was building. A dragon-shaped slide. How did it kill him though? Like, I guess it collapsed, but judging by this picture, it wasn't one of those like circular ones where like it's enclosed. It seems to have an open top part. So, like, did it just the things above just drop down on him? Oh, I can see there's a picture there. It just snapped and he fell. I didn't even see. It just snapped and he just fell. You can see from the photo here. Who took this? I'm guessing this was a husband. Yeah, you can see from a wedding photo. So he ended up dying. Sven ended up dying.
was like a museum.
Odin. This was the other one that
500
died.
years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house.
What, they
hoping
had
to
the
leave
boat?
curse behind.
They put the whole house on the boat?
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Oh. That's how he died.
Odin's daughter Edith, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore
Okay.
in their new home,
So-
Fortis Island.
So, Odin's daughter Edie, whose room we're in, Sven, who ends up dying to the slide, and Molly, who was their daughter, their eldest daughter, their firstborn. Molly, I'm confused. If they survived the tragedy and then had Molly, and then they started the new life on the island, why the hell was Molly writing about how like bad her life was? She's your firstborn daughter. Why would you not treat her?
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
Your father? She buried her father.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Okay. Did we not learn the lesson from the first one? Okay, so kind of understanding
Whatever's
a bit.
wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
So Odin is our, but it depends, because looking at this, Odin was the father. He gave, his daughter was Edie. Edie is the one who gave birth to Molly, and Sven's her husband. Okay. I guess we're building the timeline. So this family's cursed. Oh, she had the pills thing each day. Oh, she was an elderly woman, so it's understandable. Can we check
Even in
here?
her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
So Edie's our grandma because this lady is our mother. Wait, but then if that's the case, doesn't that mean Molly is technically your aunt? Molly died young, but Molly was technically your aunt then. She's in the same generation as your mom. What is this? So this is what we saw
The
from
only
the other.
trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
She already said I'm gonna be living.
It was a
that.
pretty big trace.
She already said I'm not Bobby girl. Who's our mom? Like, what's the name of our mother? There's a secret in the bathroom. What's with all these like books? Or what's this gonna unlock?
There's a secret in this bathroom.
Okay.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Okay. Okay, you guys are on some. What are you hiding? Is this? For a second, I thought this might have
Sven
been a
gave
red
Sam an
room.
old camera he'd refurbished.
Oh, it is a red room.
He never put it down.
So this is a red room. This is where they're gonna do some photos. You can see this person. I don't think that's Sven. That's the other kid that died. I can't remember his name. Okay. Kevin. In Kevin's room. Kevin's the one that died, and Sam. Kevin and Sam slept together.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Oh,
and
wait.
that he never talked about him.
Wait. Huh? Grandpa Sam had a twin. Kevin. Wait. I swear Edie's our grandma. And she's married to Sven. So how is Sam and Kevin our grandpa, twin grandpas? I swear Odin only had one child. Okay, where's Kevin's here and Sam's here? Oh, so Molly, Barbara, Kevin, Sam are all part of the same generation. So is Walter, I'm guessing. Wait, does that mean that all the children of Sven and Edie? Wait, then how would that make them your grandparents, or am I missing something? So that's another parent. So the leaves are the ones that join the family. Because that's your granddad, and then that's his wife. This is Sven who joins the family, and Edith is the grandma. Like, but how is Kevin and Sam the grandparents? I might be wrong with my family tree nonsense. Maybe I'm just an idiot as usual. But we got him. He gave birth. These two gave birth to her, the only one. They two had kids, and those kids being all of these people here. They were busy though. She was the first, 1937. Then it was Barbara in 1944. Then they had the twins, Kevin and Sam, in 1950. And then 2 years later, after these two, they had Walter. Then someone married Kay, I guess, maybe. And then there's this part that we don't understand. Actually, truth be told, yeah, I guess. If one, I'm guessing maybe Sam or Walter married Kay, which led to your mum being born or whatnot, which makes them your grandparents. If Sam's your grandparents, then doesn't that make Edith your great grandparent, and then Odin your great grandparent? This is like going down some stuff. So yeah, I'm still confused. Well, like, how did Molly die? Did she die of hunger? Alright, we can't jump. We gotta take this way.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Kevin. All of this stuff was just left here.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
So this is the swing. Oh, you got cast.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
Don't tell me he
I think
just
Calvin
flies off the swing.
always wanted to fly.
Kevin, bro. Calvin, man.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Oh my
I told him
goodness.
going around was impossible. Maybe
Yeah,
if
this is
I
one of the
hadn't said that,
fears. Maybe.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Yeah, we're gonna go fully around
I
now.
think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Yep, and he's gonna be sent flying.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Hmm. A lot.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Not me. I was just like, hell no. So Calvin died by going for swing. I'm guessing Molly died of hunger, which is a bit like child neglection, because it's either that or she died to the so-called monster, which I'm guessing is hunger. The only one who, like actually two of them, Sam and Walter were the only one in the generation that seemed to have grown old enough. Barbara, Molly, and Calvin, all three of them died young. Sam and Walter got into their adult years. They became adults. Everyone else died as a child or as a teen. I'm sure we can finally leave now.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Did I just hear some footsteps? Do we have rats in here? We're probably infested, seeing as this place hasn't been looked after in ages. Explore the universe. I actually feel sad for Edie. That's like 2 kids dead. Barbara also dies. Like 3 of her kids die. Just straight up, all at a young age. The only ones that don't die until they get to adults is Sam and Walter.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Yeah, Sam. So he joined the war efforts. They really like hiding a lot of stuff in books. Who? No, what is this? No. Bruh, Sven and his like
The
contraptions,
passages
man.
were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Right, it's pretty neat and nice. It's like, if you know about this type of stuff, then yeah. Oh, this is Barbara's memorial.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
She died a child. So I guess this is her room.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
So how did Barbara die exactly?
Oh, Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream.
Okay.
Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
Okay, that's mean.
But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
What?
That was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven.
Sven?
He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter.
Okay, Sven, what the flip?
Was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding,
Oh,
winding, until finally the key pops out.
that's what it is.
I'll be back in a sec.
That's how we get to the downstairs part.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned.
Is Rick
So
dead?
Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
How did he get in there? If, like, what did he, like, how did? What is this? Michael Myers down there? Hey, yo, where's the copyright?
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
This has to be some sort of setup. Is he? What the?
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
So that's what happened to Dad. What, I get jump scared? Rick? Where the hell?
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh dear.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick.
She just said,
I'm
oh dear.
Furious.
Oh
Then
dear.
act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
How?
Hours later,
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah!
What's a Walter?
Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
The music's playing. Oh my god. Nothing really bad happens to Walter because he doesn't. What is this nonsense? What are you trying to?
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh.
Barbara
Also
turned,
the.
saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
So the Hookman killed Barbara. What about?
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
We're gonna have to guard the window.
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Of course you couldn't.
Ollie's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Okay. Let's finish the job. Of course he bloody moved away. Check your corners.
Man had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Is this some... How the hell did he just... This... Brother, there's nowhere for you to hide, unless you climbed back up top.
was dying to speak to young Barbara.
Do the whole...
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Do 180. 2!
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed, what the hell?
The monsters had come to surprise her.
So-
For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
What?
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
This is... How does this book know what happened? The only people who were there were the people that killed Barbara and her Walter, who just heard stuff and saw some stuff.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Okay. I'm still confused. How did... So Barbara got jumped and killed? By what, her fans? Wait, who wrote that book? There's a street sign. Damn. Happy birthday, Barbara. So Barbara died, Molly died, Calvin died.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Edie's father Odin built the original house.
Yeah, but that got sunk in the middle of the ocean, so not really a good house. Oh yeah. That's funny though. I'm guessing we're gonna use the music box now. Alright, come on. I gotta lock in. There we go, that's the key. have to go to Walter's room and talk to Walter, I guess. So this is the basement. Sven, this is his stuff.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I'm guessing this is the wood that Edie used in order for... Oh yeah, this was a dragon design slide. That's funny though.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
And what packages are those?
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
What is powering all of this? We can't see jack one.
I remember asking
Whole
Mom
cave
once
system?
about where Walter had gone.
So yeah,
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
well, yeah, it's... I guess Sam and Walter both went through trauma. Sam saw Calvin technically die and feels
If
responsible.
there's a pattern in all these
And
stories,
Walter feels responsible for Barbara's death, I guess.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Oh, there's stuff. Well, this house has stuff within stuff. There's a soldering iron and some paint. Bro was doing miniatures. So this is Walter's shrine. And this is his last note.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
30 years? You were chilling
On
here.
that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
You were underneath the house.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
January 1976. Why
Even a
were you
monster
underneath the
on
basement?
the other side of a door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Why were you in the basement of the house?
And then one day, everything just...
2005. This is where he died. This is the year he died.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
So this is March 25th, 2005.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I
So
have to
March.
leave while I
So
still
it's about to
can.
be April the 1st. I have to leave whilst I still can. Why were you in the basement of the house? Like you were there for 30 years. For what purpose? Who built all of this? I don't
Now it's
believe
out there
Sven
somewhere.
did this or what, the monster?
Whatever killed Barbara.
Oh. What really killed
Molly.
Barbara? And what? The monster?
And Calvin.
Oh, so that's why he's been putting all his junk. He had a lot of stuff saved up.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
Okay. So, that's the how. That's the thing.
Whatever's
You
out there.
die.
I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left,
A year left.
or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day.
Why are we on train tracks?
I can already imagine the sun on my face.
You. He died to a train. So Walter died to train.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
So, yeah, I knew. I was like, he had to be down there whilst you were still in the house and everyone else was still in the house. Well, so, no one checked up on Walter? Like, why? He isolated himself because of what happened to Barbara? Locking himself in the basement? And then decided to finally break out after 30 years? And then died to train tracks?
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Protect us from what? Oh, last person on the list from from that lineage is Sam. There's just books on these.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
But how though?
But if she never told me about an uncle
There's
under
so
the
many
house,
books. And vitamins, bro had everything. Cereal? Shit on crap on a cereal.
I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
No one hit everything. She's like, I didn't want this
I don't
cuss.
want to make the same mistakes she made,
Makes sense.
trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2,
What do you mean too? Aren't you
I
the
thought
only
it
one
was
left?
time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else.
Well, we've got Sam.
But now
Sam's
I'm
the last one
worried
on
the
the
stories
list
themselves might be the problem.
of grandparents left.
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Oh. Wait a minute. There's no. This entire section is gone. There's all. What's that? What's that down there?
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
So this is the statue that we saw, whatever. That got
Maybe it'd be
broken.
better if all this just died with me.
Nah, don't be saying crap like that.
But I thought you should know about your family.
What do you mean you should know about your family?
And the history you're a part of.
Are we pregnant? Are we having a kid? Or what's going on here?
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Hmm. Bit odd, but okay.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Okay, so Molly died of hunger. She says she died because of a monster that says she was delicious, but she died of hunger, it seems. Because her dream, all of that stuff, was basically personifying like her hunger. I don't know how she died of hunger. Like, Was Edith not feeding her? Or did she just have an illness that just mean that she was hungry all the time and her parents never realized? Calvin died because he fell off a swing and into the water. Walter, I guess, had grief and ended up basically dying to train tracks. Barbara, still don't know. It says she got killed by a monster.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
It's just...
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Lucy,
3 of the gerbils
Daisy,
are mine.
Charlie,
Two had been
Coco, Tucker, Zoe, Oliver, Bob, Bob, do something. Shadow, Christopher. Damn crickets.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Okay. So Molly, Calvin, Sven, Edie, Walter, Barbara, they all died. Where's Sam's? Because Sam dies in the book. He dies in 1983. He dies earlier than Walter. Is that his?
I'm sure
up there?
Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Oh, so that's Odin's monument.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Oh, that's that's Odin's house that got put in the water.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Hmm. I guess we're heading back.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
Yeah, she's the mother of all these
But
kids.
the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Sam.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers.
So
She
this
was
is
just
Sam's.
trying to do better.
Gus and Gregory.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get
There
why she
was-
tried so hard to protect us.
Milton.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along,
Did she?
for me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Maybe. Or maybe it's just us trying to justify it.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
I knew it! Because I was like, what do you mean 2? So, like, we just came back for, like, just to learn the truth? What, so we can
I
tell
never
our
met
child?
Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
So, Mum's dead, Mum's siblings are dead, grandparents are dead, everyone in the family tree but us is dead. And I'm
They
guessing we
were
just
pretty
came back to
intense.
preserve the history, so you can tell your kid when they get born. But so this is Sam's room. I'm guessing we're reading his book. He joined the army. So that earlier photo that we saw with the red room and everything was Sam's. Those were teen pictures of Sam.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off. Not quite.
Oh.
What?
Perfect.
Oh.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
What are we taking a shot?
Please just take the damn picture.
Where
Hey,
are you? Oh, there you
Language.
I will never forget this.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Oh, what is that? I don't think there's anything on there interesting.
Last time
right?
I was with my brother Calvin.
Oh.
Man, that was a great trip.
Wait, Calvin? Didn't Calvin die as a
Grandpa's dad
child?
taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
What's interesting over here?
We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Hmm.
I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Which photos am I taking? I'm guessing.
Give me a minute to check the map.
There, bird.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
Okay, that's it. There we got it.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad,
Let me get behind you.
Wait, are we shooting the damn
do I
deer?
have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don.
Damn.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Oh, we're walking.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about.
Dad!
Ooh. Is that how Sam died?
Of all these
Mm.
stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Wait, Dawn is his daughter, and she saw her dad literally fall off a cliff and die. I'm guessing that's more grief for the family. Wait, our mum's name is Dawn? What kind of name is that? That's a bit sad though. That's the hunting rifle. I guess we're gonna meet her brothers. Gus, Gregory. And then it's Lewis, Milton, and then us. Everyone's gone, man. Everything's old shit as well, that's funny. Should we end it here? I don't know. It feels. Like, the story is interesting. Get invested. But it's just sad at this point. We're literally a person whose entire family is gone, bringing new life into the world, and we're back at our old family home in order to learn the stories from our family, so we can grow up and teach our child. We inherited the house, but are we gonna live in the house? Are you gonna raise the child in this home? Like, it's a big house. There's like a lot of like random shelved food, but at the same time, I'm just like, should you be keeping a kid here?
Instead of
after
hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Oh, it's not even here. Oh, that's the stuff I'm thinking. Okay, that's the other person on the tree. I guess we're gonna leave the room. We learn about what happened to Sam. Alright, I didn't mean to. Meals ready to eat. They had a lot of like packaged food, processed food.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
So her brother Sam died, and then Edie. Actually, no, that's her father. So Edie, which is her grandmother, she lost her son Sam, and she lost her father. And this is Gregory. Wait a damn minute. I just realized he lived for a year? Divorce contract. So this is Sam and Kay. This is your mom's father and mother. They divorced. When was this? When's the day on this? 2014? Wait a minute. That's why Sam didn't live that long. Or am I confused? Right. Give me a sec. When did... Yeah, 1983. Those papers? I mean, I read the date wrong.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he
So
could see.
Gregory died, and what? You guys got a divorce afterwards?
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Are we telekinetic? What am I doing exactly?
Backhand's over, Gregory. It's time to.
Oh, he drowned. That's what I'm getting from this.
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
You're just spawning ducks in now?
He reminded me so much of Calvin.
Calvin?
Lost in his imagination.
Maybe, because he's a child. He lived for a year. Bro was literally a baby. Da-da-da-da. Can I? Are we gonna turn the water on?
I can feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want to.
I'm guessing he turned the water on.
I wish he could have told us
He drowned.
about the world he saw.
Gregory got drowned.
There's so much I don't understand. About
My
Gregory,
goodness.
about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy.
Maybe.
And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay.
Good luck.
Love, Sam.
What happened? Okay. So they got a divorce after what happened to Gregory, who was essentially just a kid. But Gregory was born the latest out of the 3 kids they had. They got a divorce. Six years later, Sam died after Gregory's death. And then Dawn lived till 2016. So we got Gus and our mum, and then it's literally our siblings after that.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
I'm guessing we're gonna see Gus's story. Gus lived till 1982. Gus literally died a year after their dad. Wait, so Gregory died in 1977. Then Gus died in 1982. And then a year later, Sam went on a hunting trip with Dawn because he realized, Mom's gone, your 2 brothers are dead, you're gonna learn to look after yourself because I'm not gonna be here. And then died during the hunting trip, leaving Dawn by herself. This is... My goodness. So she was 15 at the time of her father's death. She was still not like an adult, so who looked after her? Her mum? She stayed in the house, that's for sure. The mom left. I'm guessing that's the next part of the house. Okay, let's check Gus's story.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
What is Dawn writing?
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Like, so did we
I
just...
tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I...
Okay, so he tried to remarry. Sam tried to remarry. How did... So Sam had death has to do with the kite. Oh, there it is. That's what the statue looks like before it got
When
destroyed.
the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Damn, Gus. Rebellious. I guess he's still upset by his mom
Picked up,
leaving.
and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
I'm guessing Gus didn't. Well, did he get pulled by the storm? Oh no. He got electrocuted. That's the only explanation for his death. It's like, what was it? That one dude with the kite. That's because his death has to do something with the kite. And the only other thing is electrocution. Oh, there's down there.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said
Yep,
was,
lightning.
"Make
We're
the
gonna get
music
electrocuted.
louder."
Oh, this trampled us. Maybe? It's either that or electrocution.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
He got trampled?
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
That's her brother. Your mom's brother. You can't leave this way. We have to go up the raise flag 7:30 a.m. breakfast. 8 quiet time. 11 duties. Dawn sweep trash. Gus mop mow yard. Greg be a baby, of course, because he was only 1 year old. Routine: jumping ropes 100 times, jumping jacks 150 times, push-ups 100 times. My goodness. Crunches 100 times, run to the mailbox and back. Gus was on his stuff.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
So this is her room. We get to find out about your mother.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay, that's your father. They met on August the 18th, 1986. She flew to India in June. Wait, is that them getting married? No. Wait, I'm confused. It says fly to India, June 1987, but the picture says August 18th, 1986. That's a year earlier. She really wanted to go to India, where helping hands create safe places.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Yeah, of course. It's some way to cope for people.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Yeah, your brother. How long did Louis live? Ooh, well, yeah, he lived a decent life. It's not long, but still. 22 years he lived. And then Milton. Milton didn't even live that long. Milton only lived 11 years. And you're still alive. What year is it though?
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
It has to be past 2016
I'm sure Edie
because
was happy to have her back.
your mom died in 2016. Edith, Milton, and Lewis. This is you
And
guys'
to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
You know,
But it didn't last.
it didn't last. It never does in this house.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
And he died. Sorry, this is Milton's.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
So Milton disappeared. So Milton isn't dead. We don't know exactly what happened to Milton. He just disappeared. He had to have left, or he died somewhere where you guys couldn't find him. Like, is there no clues? How are you doing all of this stuff?
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Is this a flip book? Oh. Milton was actually pretty good. Or did he enter the paint world? Like, was his chalk zone?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
So we were 4 when Milton disappeared. My God. Then I'm guessing Lewis is the last one. That and Dawn, and then pretty much we've got the whole family tree. Why?
Mom
Like,
spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
that's why.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
So yeah. Oh. Why did, like, why don't you guys just leave? I understand this house is, like, impressive and whatnot, but it seems to be doing bad stuff to you lot. Like, just bad
Mom
things keep
definitely
happening.
blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Edie had nothing to
After
do
he
with
graduated,
this.
he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Yeah, but Lewis ends up dying as well, so what exactly did any of this achieve? What the hell are we doing here? Parkour? I guess we have to go this way. I'm guessing I'm gonna go see what happened to Louis. Yeah. A
Lewis's
bong?
room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Bro had a bong and everything. I went to that one movie, that crazy movie, the evil bong, which was like some pretty much like a school film project with the worst acting. But you know, Dawn. This is her
Dear Mrs.
psychology.
Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Ooh.
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Well, so
He
he,
kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
what?
wander.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
I'm doing two things at once.
Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Oh my god.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
It's gone 3 now. Oh god.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
I feel like we're just gonna cut our
I
hand
spoke
off.
with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee.
Nah.
Methodical, tireless, focused.
You just the manager does
Whole
not
new
care.
Lewis. So I let him go on.
There's something wrong.
I
Oh,
even
we're-
encouraged him.
No, it's getting bigger. We're not
It
gonna be able
seemed
to see
very
what we're
promising
doing.
at first.
We're gonna end up not being able to
He
see what
told
we're
me he'd
doing.
made a new friend.
We're gonna end up cutting a hand off.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Oh my god, we're trying to do 2 things at once. Lewis is going through a whole ass delusion.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Yeah.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. he started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Oh.
Even
He's
as
just-
his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Oh, we really out here. We're that delusional. Was that sucked into the delusions?
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
Oh, handsome
handsome
queen.
queen.
We get to pick.
The queen was on her own quest for
Let's go for the sinister serpent.
sinister serpents.
Bro, I can't. Grab it, Lewis.
He followed the sound of her electric sitar.
Light.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh my god. I feel like we're gonna
He
just
was
cut
so
off.
proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
What-
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
You got too obsessed with the delusion.
And then it
Having the
struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
He really wanted to escape so badly.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with.
I'm guessing he died of hunger then. That's the only explanation. He just didn't eat, continued working.
He began to forget the world we know.
Wait a minute. That was a Game Boy or something, some kind of game console.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
So that's Lewis there, that's us.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
My god. He's not even doing anything. I'm guessing we're gonna take this upwards.
I still thought I could save him.
I don't think you can.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
You can't really save someone who
The
doesn't want to be
palace would be
saved.
packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Take it. Do you think I can't tell the difference between a throne and a guillotine?
Bend down his head.
Bend down his head to be chopped off. Don't tell me he dies by imagining putting a crown on, by putting our head through the actual fish slicer. Chopping off our own head. Lewis chopped off his own head.
And the rest I think you know.
Yep.
Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My sincerest condolences, Dr. Emily. Lewis, man.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
I guess that's everyone. There's no one else left, other than our mother.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
So he had an addiction for drugs, and then when he was sober, he couldn't cope, so he basically indulged in his delusions because he realized life was too dull without drugs. So he created his own, in his own head, completely forgetting about the real world.
Funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
That's mean. She just.
I'm not sure if she
her
wanted to make it easier or harder.
So your mom took you and left this place. So Edith was just left by herself here.
I wish we'd stayed.
A bunch of packing
why we
peanuts.
left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Maybe, maybe not.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
This is our bed. A feather. A feather pen. Are we writing our journal now? Our entry?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith,
She's staying.
you're excused.
Grandma's not leaving the house. Great grandma, technically.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
I'm not gonna lie, whatever this...
The thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
They died
I think
regardless.
it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning.
Okay. history of the
Dear
Fletchers.
Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Okay.
That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean.
I'm guessing that's what Walter was doing.
Lowest tide in 1,000 years.
It was either that or the
God,
Twin
it
Towers.
smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
Let me see.
I started seeing things.
It did?
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Your
But
bed?
when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Oh, that's the house. I see the red
Or
line.
maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
Oh, she
It's
found
mine. Edith! Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
it. We were reading the book.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
So Grandma didn't get taken to the nursing home. She did.
After that, we moved around a lot.
Somewhere. Either she moved into the old house, or she hid herself inside the house itself.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
And
The rest happened pretty quickly.
she died in...
She got better for a while,
and then got worse.
and then she didn't.
Yep.
And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
Until you found out you were pregnant.
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell
Is
you
this
all
her
these
giving
stories
birth?
myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Or is this her veins?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that
Wait,
any of
Edith
us
is
ever
dead?
had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
So this is her daughter. She died January 2017 and her son lived on. She died a year after her mum. What was the cause? Was it? A story by Giant Sparrow. That's an actual person. 1948 to 2013. That's the end of the game, I'm guessing. So, what remains of Edith Finch? She ends up dying and writing a journal for her adoptive son. Finish all stories. Is it the whole family? A lot of bad crap happened. There's certain parts I still don't understand, like some people's deaths. Walter's going underground, and like no one going to check on him and like telling him to leave, and then him just dying. I'm guessing a train collision. Like nothing was done. I still don't understand. What was it, Barbara's death? That one's kind of a bit of an odd one. Molly's one. Did she die of hunger? Or was the so-called monster that she was talking about get her? They got photos of themselves for each of the people that worked on the thing. Play testers. All these people played the game early access, the early builds of it. Special thanks. Loving memory, Lewis Finch. Beloved brother to Aeson, great grandson to Edith. The end. The replay a story options are available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. So, Odin was the father. Him and his wife were successful. Was it filmmakers? I can't really remember something. And then they took their business and their home across the seas. They crashed. House went into the water. Mom and dad died, but the only one who got to live was Edith. I think it was. No, I think the dad lived and Edith, as well as Edith lived. Edith met Sven. She then had a bunch of kids: Molly, Barbara, Calvin, Sam, and Walter. Molly, I don't know, died of hunger. Barbara, some incident with people. Calvin was on a swing and flew off into the sea. Sam fell off a cliff on a hunting trip with his daughter, Dawn. Walter felt, I guess, guilt for what happened to Barbara and locked himself in the basement. I'm like, well, I don't know why Edith didn't go down there to like check on her son. No one went down there to get him. Not even that. Dawn didn't even go down there to get him, even though that's her, basically her uncle. She didn't go down there to check on her uncle. What you call it? Gregory died in the water because he called his wife and they didn't look after the child. Gus died during the wedding, I think, for his stepmom. Dawn died of illness. Lewis was suffering with drug addiction and then became delusional after witnessing withdrawal. He turned to like cutting himself out from the rest of the world and immersing in hallucinations and whatnot, or delusions. Milton, God knows what happened to Milton. He just disappeared. And then Edith died of something. She died in, what was it, 2017, a year after her mum, giving birth to her child, who then so yeah. That's the end of the game. We're just gonna end this here, end the stream here. Oh, my arms. Might as well render out the thingy. I'll see you guys in the next Overwatch/story stream. I'll find something else to play. That was actually enjoyable. I got invested with the story. I still need to probably look up in the wiki to figure out what happened to like certain characters, because it was either I'm just too stupid to understand, or I might have just been not paying attention enough, because Molly's death kind of need more reassurance on. Barbara's death, reassurance on. Who else is another one that was hard to understand? Walter's death I kind of get, but there's parts about that. And then I guess Milton, those four. And then great grandma Edith, I don't know what happened to her, but it did say she died, so there must have been a body. That, or they just put it as, oh, she's dead. Well, I'm gonna end this here. See you guys next time.